Daniel Royce was a man who liked things perfect. His clothes, his job, his car, his image. For a while, his wife, Elena, fit perfectly into that picture until her skin began to change. It started with small patches, here and there, dry, red, irritating to the touch. But soon her skin turned into a landscape of scars and scales unbearable to touch. Doctors called it a rare skin disorder from something she came in contact with. Daniel called it ugly, embarrassing, and not what he wants representing his last name. At first he pretended to care, taking her to dermatologists, buying her creams, standing beside her in public with a forced smile. But as her condition worsened, he began sleeping in the guest room. Then he stopped touching and talking to her altogether. Then one morning, with an irritating look on his face, he packed his things and said to her, "I can't do this anymore, Elena," he said coldly. "This isn't what I signed up for." He left her with nothing but her cracked mirror and a heart that had dried out just like her skin. Elena didn't just shut down from sickness. Her heart died from heartbreak. But then, in the middle of her depression, she met Dr. Lee Vaughn. Dr. Lee was a dermatologist and researcher who specialized in skin regeneration therapy. Dr. Lee saw beauty in Elena's heart and beneath the damage of her skin. She didn't just heal her skin. She helped her to rediscover herself. Months of treatment, surgeries, from the bacteria that scarred her skin, and then recovery followed. When Elena finally looked in the mirror, she could barely recognize herself. Her skin was flawless after months of suffering. She couldn't believe it. Her skin was smooth, clear, and glowing to the touch, better than before. Radiant after months of sadness and disappointments wore on her body. But the reflection smiled back like it was planning something. 1 year later, in a crowded upscale mall, Daniel was shopping for cufflinks when he bumped into a woman. "Sorry," she said softly, as to pretend Daniel wasn't going to be there. Daniel froze, her eyes. Something about them were familiar. "It's fine," he replied, flashing his usual charming grin. "Though I'd say, fate doesn't make mistakes." Her name, she said, was Lena, as she looked at him with the past in the back of her head. He didn't realize that Lena was short for Elena, the past wife. Weeks turned into months of smiles and a good time. Daniel and Lena were dating and enjoying each other, what should have taken place while married. She now was beautiful, confident, mysterious, something else he had to have for his ego. He found himself falling for her, harder and harder with each passing day. She seemed to know him deeply, how he liked his steak, how he hated being corrected. When he asked how she knew so much about people, she just smiled and said, "People reveal everything when they think they're not being watched." 6 months later, Daniel planned to propose again, but for him, the first time. He took her to the same rooftop restaurant where he once proposed to Elena. The city lights reflected in her glass as she looked at him, the man who once discarded her like trash. "Daniel," she said, her voice low, trembling not from fear but from satisfaction, "before you say anything, there's something you should know." He smiled. "Anything, my precious love, anything you want." She reached into her purse and slid a small photograph across the table, a picture of her old self. His face was drained of color as he stared into the picture. "Elena?" he whispered, choking hard on the name. She nodded, eyes sparkling. "Yes, the woman you divorced because of her skin." He hesitated, reaching for her hand. "Elena, But she stood up, calm and collected, holding back all emotions. "No, Daniel, you don't get to rewrite history. You didn't love me, you loved appearances. And now you've fallen for what's on the surface again." She leaned in close to his ear. It's time for you to see how it feels to have something you want, that you already had, walk out on you, to show you that marriage is sticking together through sickness and health, not for your ego and pride, not for you to leave every time things don't go the way you want it to go. Then she walked away, leaving the ring box he had prepared unopened on the table. Months later, Daniel saw her again, this time on a magazine cover. The headline read, "Dr. Lee Vaughn and Elena Turner, her maiden name, the face of modern dermatology." Her skin glowed under the flash of lights and cameras. Daniel noticed his reflection in the glass of his office window. He looked pale and lifeless. He touched his face and for the first time saw cracks in himself. He one day returned back to the rooftop restaurant to later read in a magazine that Elena's skin condition had come from the previous owners of their house, who had planted flowers she was allergic to.